I always say this, you can't look your seller in the eye and say, I'm going to do everything within my ability to make this happen for you, except in your mind, you know, I mean, as long as it's not inconvenient.
To succeed in real estate is really about our intentional achieve. We'll see you in just a few minutes.
So, in German, in the United States, they have a phrase called practice makes perfect. I struggle with it because that's not how I was taught. In German, the phrase is perfect practice makes the master. So you got to ask yourself, you don't want to be spending 8 weeks in a course where you're reinforcing the habit of half-ass or go through the motions. Because I promise you, for those of you who are experiencing financial issues, for those of you who are experiencing some relationship issues as you're focusing and expanding your interest in your real estate business. Some of you are facing relationship issues. Some of you are facing issues with your kids. Some of you are facing health issues. I would submit and have you consider, this isn't a pointing your hands, but it's somewhere to look. I would have you consider you're experiencing some of those other issues because there's a saying in personal growth, how you do one thing is how you do everything. If how you're approaching this is going through the motions, you're doing that with your relationship with your spouse too. You're doing that with your health. You're doing that with your finances. You're not absolutely 100% clear about the outcome you want and laser committed and disciplined to doing the daily actions, the daily activities that lead to that result. It's really that fucking simple. It just really is. And nobody wants to hear it, but as a culture, we're focused on the pill that can make you lose 45 pounds. We're focused on the thing that will make you feel better in the moment. We're focused on altering the way we feel by abusing drugs and alcohol. That's our conditioning, right? So I would invite you as you go through the rest of this course, because by the way, how many of you clicked no on the intake form for this course? You clicked no, I'm not willing to bring 100% effort to these activities. How many of you clicked, oh, none of you. So you all committed doing it 100%, what the fuck happened? Like you want to get radically focused. I gave my word to something because look, that's your brand. I gave my word to something, and then what got in the way? You want to get crystal clear on what you allow to get in the way. Now there'll be certain things that, I always use the example of Robert Sherwood was in my last class, and last mastery class, and his daughter had some complications with the birth of his granddaughter. And he basically disappeared for 2 weeks to 100% focus on that. So the question I always ask is, what got in the way? Are you okay with that? In his case, it was, yeah, I would do it all over again. But you gotta, and sometimes it'll be that. Sometimes you'll have a commitment to something, you'll give your word to something, and something will get in the way, but you wanna develop the practice of, am I willing to tolerate that? Am I okay with that? I gave my word to something. Because you can't look, I always say this, you can't look your seller in the eye and say, I'm gonna do everything within my ability to make this happen for you, except in your mind, you know, I mean, as long as it's not inconvenient. Do you follow? But if you've trained and conditioned yourself that any little thing that comes up that gets in your way, you're a bailer. If that's how you've trained and conditioned yourself, you're never going to authentically look someone in the eye and say, I will go to the ends of the earth for you. And so when you tell your partner that you love them unconditionally, you know it's bullshit, so do they. When you tell your kids that they can accomplish anything that they put their minds to, they don't see it in you. And so you're setting up the next generation for failure too. So look, I mean, golly, what are we talking about? It's just fucking videos, right? Yes, it's just videos. Yes, it's picking up the call and in the industry you're in, answering questions from consumers. Like, it's really weird. It's just that, and it's everything. Because it's how you approach that and how you let yourself off the hook which is the habit that you have in every other area of your life. And look, we all have, I'm not sitting up here preaching like I've got all of this shit mastered. It's a continual journey. It's continually looking. But if you're continually looking and that's now the habit that you have, right? From gratitude, what are my outcomes? From gratitude, a state of gratitude. From a physiological state of gratitude, I'm going to focus on what do I really want? What's really important to me? Now let me reverse engineer what are the actions I need to take. And now let me tap into the discipline called, no, I'm doing those actions. Doesn't matter what I feel like. Can you change how you feel like in any given moment? How? How? How do you reset yourself? Your emotion, look, emotion is literally energy in motion. Energy in motion. So you want to change how you're feeling, move. But move in a trajectory of your choosing. Because you got a disempowering emotion, it's what you're focused on. You're focusing on things that are not consistent with what you really could be or what you really could accomplish in life.